that's a good one. That's a really good one. There's one following it right there. Oh, literally just ate it right in front of me. You probably see this boat right now and think, damn, this dude's a mess. But I see it and I say, damn, it's a great opportunity. Today, I want to talk about simplification. Life can be way easier than a lot of us make it out to be. And I am not putting myself on a pedestal here. I have made life way harder than it should be many times. But life can technically be as simple as we want it to be. It's literally a series or a string of decisions that have outcomes based on those decisions. That is what life is. You decide to do something, you make a decision, and you get an outcome from it. Whether it's good, whether it's bad. You can't control always the outcome, but you can control the decision that you make. And today, the decision, after going fishing with a buddy on his boat, I basically had to blow the whole boat up, get everything I could into a couple small bags. Here's jerk baits and top waters. Here's crankbaits. Here's, I think the soft baits that I brought. Yeah, soft baits that I brought with me. And jigs and minnows and jigs and jig heads and maybe a couple of random hooks and weights. That was pretty much my to-go bag when I went fishing with Harvey Horn the other day. Y'all probably saw that. That was day 6 or 7's video, day 6's video. But I fished with him on day 4. That was the day, unfortunately, that I found out I had shingles, which has been super fun, by the way. Still pretty painful. But today I'm going to use this opportunity to simplify. We are going to do a challenge of sorts, a challenge within a challenge. As y'all know, this is the Movember challenge. We're fishing every single day of November. That's 30 days, posting a full-length video, a podcast, posting on social, and raising funds and awareness for men's mental health and suicide prevention. So I'm going to take this opportunity of this mess. I'm going to empty everything out. And I have 3 specific swim bait rods that I typically use, and those are the only rods that are going to stay on the boat. I've got a nice assortment of baits. I got the Gift Glides. This is a new prototype, a 9-inch bait. Yeah, those are my bike shoes. I'm not bringing my bike shoes. I have my son behind me that is chatting with me while I'm recording this. We're about to go to school. I'm taking him to school here shortly. Got the Trick Shad, a 6-inch here. Got a Chad Shad. I've got the Schmedium Bender from Bent Bill Customs. I've got a Trick Shad.
I'm going to take 2 bunnies to school.
You're going to bring 2 bunnies to school?
Yeah.
I've got a Gracely Baits Commode. I'm definitely going to be fishing this Commode today a lot. I've got this finesse Shat from Gracely. And a couple other baits I'll have options for, and we'll be just using those rods. That's it. So let's go try to catch some fish. Let's simplify things. Let's make life easier for ourselves. I know a lot of people talk about how hard it is to catch fish on swim baits, how they have trouble getting into swim baiting, but the one thing that's helped me is to lock a swim bait in my hand. Only have swim baits. That's all that you've got. You've got no other options. So today we're doing exactly that. We're making things simple. We're only bringing swim baits, only fishing swim baits, and we're not fishing for a long time. I might fish maximum of 3 hours, and that's how easy things can be. Last night I fished for 15 minutes and I slow rolled this Optimum Boom Boom 6-inch swim bait. Actually, it's cut now because I had about a 4-pounder come up and eat it with my 15 minutes of fame that I had last night. and lost him right at my feet. He ate literally right next to the dock that I was fishing from. But the whole point is, you don't need a bunch of time. You don't need all kinds of gear. You don't need all kinds of rods. I know I'm preaching here, but especially coming from a guy that's got it all. But this is something. All right. God damn it. All right, Ollie, we're going to empty all these fishing poles out of here.
Okay.
And take them all out.
Okay. What is that? What's that fishy?
That's a little fishy.
Oh. Is it a big little fishy?
Yep. Hopefully big fishy will eat it. All right, we are emptying out this boat. Move that bus. All right, here goes a bunch of baits out of here. Don't know if y'all can see this, but there is literally one other rod in there. I'm sure plenty of you guys are dads out there and will know that this happens all the time, but as soon as you start talking is the second your child starts screaming. I'm actually going to bring this box because this contains quite a few old swim baits. Yeah, these are all swim baits, bud.
Whoa! I like swim baits.
Do you like swim baits? Really? I like swim baits too. All clean. 3 rods, a couple of swim baits, and that's it. So we just got out to the lake, and like I mentioned, we're doing things real simple today. I've got one, well, let's take this off. These old rod sleeves are awesome. These Evolve rod sleeves. I got them color coordinated, so swim bait rods are black and orange. I've got other rods black and white. I've got some that are all black, and then spinning rods are black and green. So 3 rods today. This one actually has an A-rig on it right now, but we'll take that off because, like I said, swim baits only today. I'm sure an A-rig would absolutely crack them. And maybe we'll use it if we just cannot get a fish to budge, but I got a good feeling. It's cold as shit. And we've actually had some fish that have kind of been hesitating to commit to fall patterns, which has been a pretty big surprise, honestly. Because water temp right now is 59. Kind of hard to believe, actually, that it didn't drop more. Because last night it was about 25 degrees or 20 something, low 20s. Today we're going to fish the Commode, the GIF glides. This is a 9-inch prototype bait. And we might fish the bender. This is a medium bender. This is a taxi shad. We'll see. I'm going to pull all these out. All right, guys. So here's the deal. Today is one of those I'm fishing only swim baits kind of days. And that is not limited to hard baits or glide baits only. We're actually going to start off with the, this is the Gracely Baits Commode. And fishing it in a spot that I really like. Can already see bait up here, which is a good sign. Can also see fish already, which is a very good sign. And we're going to do two things today. We're going to try to figure out if they're shallow or deep, and we're going to only fish swim baits. And we're going to give each of them a college try. We're not just going to give up when one's not working a little or one's not working immediately. And I want to try a couple of different styles. You know, we got some more wide glides. We got some choppier glides. We got this swimmer. I've got more than one swimmer that I can fish. But I think today could be very good, possibly. We just finally got a cold snap. It's cold back here. This water is really cold. 50, 58. That's a big change from the last day that I fished out here where it was 60. It wasn't that much different. It was 59 when I launched for that derby on Wednesday, but it was colder than heck last night. Oh, dude, there's some good fish up here. He's chasing it back. Don't know if he's actually going to commit, but he seems like he wants to. He's acting like he does. Maybe not. Here comes one that's looking very interested. Dude, they're up here. I like the signs of this already. What this is telling me is, yeah, we're going to get to fish shallow today. Because not only are they up there, but they're looking super interested. Haven't gotten one to commit yet, obviously, but every single fish it's passed by, they've gone straight up for it. Like I got one on it right now. He's dang it. A little skittish. Might have to throw the swimmer up a little bit shallower. There's one following it right there. Oh, literally just ate it right in front of me. Should have had the freaking GoPro on my chest. Look at that, dude. Look at that. Literally just ate it right in front of the boat. Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, right there. How cool was that? How cool was that? I mean, we're talking 2.5 here, 3-pounder. On the Commode, baby. On the friggin' Commode. Let's go. So sick. That fish literally just ate it right next to the boat. I mean, I'm talking 2 feet away. See you later, buddy. Got ourselves a nice 2.5 there. Told you, maybe we need to go a little shallower. I think that was the answer. The nice part about that fish is he didn't even blow out the spot. About to get bit again. Oh, he wanted it. That fish wanted it. Here comes one. Bite it, bro. It's literally trailing right behind it. That was cool. Wish I would have got that guy on the old figure 8. And just an FYI, the reason I'm using my chair today is because my back still hurts pretty bad. I am fishing right now with freaking shingles. My back is still hurting pretty good. For anyone that hasn't watched what we're doing right now, and hopefully y'all will subscribe to the YouTube channel so that continue on this journey that we're on right now, which is supporting men's mental health and suicide prevention. It's talking about our feelings every day, talking about being positive, being grateful. 30 days straight we're fishing. 30 days straight we're posting a podcast. 30 days straight we're posting a full-length YouTube video. I've already missed a couple of days because of this whole crazy getting freaking shingles. But, you know, that's part of it too, is giving yourself the grace to not be perfect and doing what you can within your means. For me, that meant taking a day or two off. I think I've missed 1 or 2 YouTube videos so far. I missed a day of fishing. Some of the days of fishing have literally just been, you know, you go out for a couple hours with one rod. Yesterday, I went out for 15 or 20 minutes at my local. There's a couple of lakes in the town where I live, private lakes. I brought one swim bait. It's actually this one, the 6-inch Boom Boom weedless. I hooked into about a 4-pounder right next to the dock, which was pretty cool. And I lost him, unfortunately. That part sucked, but still cool. You know, goes to show today what we're talking about is really just thinking about simplification and making things easier on yourself. For me, that means not always needing a bunch of time to fish, not always needing all the rods, all the reels, all the stuff. Like today, yes, I'm using some really expensive tools, but I'm also just using a few tools, and I'm not fishing all day. I'm just fishing a couple hours. The whole goal was to see if I could catch a fish, and we already determined that is going to happen because you saw it. It happened. But a lot of times we make life way harder than it needs to be. You know, life is all about decisions. You can control every day what's in your mind. You can control every day, you know, the things that you decide to put your time and effort into. Sure, there's work, there's making a living, there's supporting your family. But guys, like, you chose every little aspect of your life. You know, who you were born to, a couple other things in life, obviously. Death, taxes, those things you don't decide. Some of them you decide how they affect you, but like life can be as simple as you want it to be. I mean, that's the God's honest truth. And if y'all thought that was fishing shallow in the late-ish fall, I mean, it's early November. if you think that fall means you got to go deep because these fish need warmth, you think these fish can't stand the cold, you are dead wrong. I'm talking these fish today, where I'm heading right now is, there's a fish right there. Big bass just right under me. We're talking, shallow. That fish was just in about 1.5 feet of water. And that is where they are this time of year. That was a good confirmation that we likely will be catching fish back here, though, which I like that a lot. Because it's cold, I don't want to be making a lot of bad decisions today because I don't want to be wasting time when it's freezing cold. And these fish out here, damn, there was another big one right there. Holy shit. Dude, that one was big. Sitting right next to that brush pile. How did he not look at this thing even? I'm telling you guys, this is where you're liable to catch the biggest fish right now is the backs of these creeks. And if you can get shallow, there's a fish right there chasing it. If you can get super shallow, believe me, that's where they are. Believe me or not. You decide. Hopefully we'll prove it to you today. I mean, we just caught one pretty shallow, but that fish was in 6 or 8 feet of water, that first fish that we caught. But I can damn near, and there's a potential to sight cast fish today with how shallow they get. Like I probably shouldn't have ran up on this thing. There's a fish right there. Another good one. Damn it. Like I said, probably shouldn't have run up on that. There's one right there. My goodness, dude. They're all up here. This is a really good sign. And it's cold, but I'm telling you, there's 2 big ones right in front of me. Two big ones. Damn it. Why are you guys getting so close to me? If you guys don't have one of these commodes yet, or you haven't tried the more swimmer style swim bait, you gotta get one of these commodes. These things look so good in the water. They clearly grab attention. They make some good noise. The joints on these things are far enough apart to where they will clack pretty good. Definitely draw them in really well. I'm just going to keep casting up here because we just saw those 2 that were good size. Like I'm talking, those were 3 or 4 pounders sitting right in front of the boat, like right there. They saw me before I saw them for sure. Yeah, we're in no more than 1 foot of water right now. All right, that's the last cast. Whoa, fingers are cold. There, that will happen. Should have been a fish there. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude. Yes, sir. There's a 3.5. Another one on the commode, baby. Another one on the commode. Let's freaking go, dude. That's that bait, dude. That's the bait. The commode. That's a 3.25. Chunky. Thanks, bud. Yes, sir. Let's go. Ooh, boy, it's chilly. Water temp's 58. And again, we've only used 4 baits today. Got 3 rods on deck. Really just throwing 2 of them. And caught 2 fish. One was probably 2.5, one probably 3.5. Both on the Gracely Baits Commode. Really a cool bait, swimming style bait, 3 joints or 2 joints. Got a nice swim to it. And now I think I'm gonna try to potentially go catch a big striper. This is definitely the type of conditions you want for big striper. And you know, it's a simple game. I'm simple being like I got live scopes, so I do have an obvious advantage there. But I'm looking for big schools of bait, and the striper are running around in schools right now as well. I do want to bring out my 10 weight one of these days and throw a fly at these things, because guy I know guides out here and catches these giants on the fly rod. And if any of y'all know me or watched the first episode of Fishing for a Living, I have a long history in fly fishing. Been fly fishing almost my whole life, and that's still a big passion of mine. I love to get out on a trout stream, spend an entire year just chasing muskie with the fly rod only. I still love chasing striper on the big water, whether that's in the ocean, back east in Florida, or up in Virginia where I was before this, chasing redfish, the stripers, down south chasing snook. Yeah, absolutely love still chasing fish with a fly rod. Right now I'm gonna do a little side scanning, see if I can see any bait balls out here. I'm probably gonna extend my trip to at least 3:30, maybe 4. I do have to get home and get to editing, because yesterday I actually skipped a full day of podcast and video, which again, big part of this whole challenge is mental health. And for me, I think one of the things that we all struggle with is being super hard on yourself. And I fall victim to it all the time. And it's frustrating when you don't get what you wanted to get done. You know, get too tired and you gotta just stop. You gotta listen to your body, or you know, you get sick. There's a myriad of things that can happen, and it's okay. It's just a reminder that you have to listen to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Like, yes, be hard on yourself, but don't hold it as a grudge against you. Like, it's not a depiction of your character if you're late to do something, or you forget to do something, or you don't do something because of a specific reason. Like, at the end of the day, I'll leave you with on this short little chat. Like, shit happens, you know? We're all human. We've got to remember as men, like, we can hold ourselves accountable. We can still have a strong character, even if one day isn't perfect or you do something wrong. One thing does not define you. And always remember that. So there's a decent stretch right here, and then a point that I'm gonna fish. I haven't really seen any bait, but that's okay. there could be some big fish just sitting in this timber. This thing's got a nice slow sink to it, which I like because most of my baits are just all super floaters. I mean, you can reel down on them and they'll start to go down, but boy, it takes a while. This thing's, I don't know the sink rate, but it's got a nice sink to it. Oh my gosh. Foul hooked. Oh no, he's not even foul hooked. Close to the same size. All right, last spot. Damn line is freezing up as it's coming on the fucking spool. They're here, just pretty deep. Probably had a better likelihood of catching them at that last spot because they were actually moving. These fish are sitting on these humps, not moving around much. And damn, I'm getting cold. My toes are freaking frozen, dude. We definitely are not going to stay out past that sunset. This is not my ideal attire that I wore today. Wore one layer on the bottom and then I've got the bibs over them, and these bibs are just not made for added warmth. They are definitely made for protecting you from rain and water. No wonder my camera's turning off. Can't stand the cold just like me.